Good morning from Not in Your Head Lesbian. I want to talk about what happened on Monday, November 14th. This is my new slash old channel. So on here, just a real quick note. You're going to find stuff about Charcot-Marie Tooth, which I am a proud member of that community. Peripheral neuropathy, progressive. Oh, wow, progressive, just like me. And you will find stuff about health. You will find stuff about Reiki. But these days, the soup du jour, the cauldron that we find ourselves in, is this mishigash of trance. And with no venom toward any particular person, I mean, no venom. I have a few, 3 to be exact, transgender people in my life who I would actually call friends. Now, a friend is not just somebody you know, not somebody you just speak to on social media, but a friend is a person who would really seriously betray you if they were to just slash you without a warning on social media, for example. Or, call you a transphobe. That was done to me by my girlfriend. Oh, but I'm straying off point, which is really the nature of me. So, but that usually does lead me to wonderful places. That's why I've allowed this thing to grow in me, this straying off point and going like, I wouldn't say commando because that means naked. Oh God, she used the word naked already in the morning. Anyway, I want to get to know you. I want you to get to know me. And so for that, I am going to speak about what happened on Monday, November 14th. The Let Women Speak um, event. It is an event by Kellie J. Keene. Kellie J. Keene, aka Posey Parker. I just had coffee. It was delicious. So, Posey Parker goes all across the United States, making all of these visits to all these cities. All these cities. Get ready for a little bit of, what? Conspiracy, maybe. Yeah, I'm not afraid of the word. She goes all across the United States. West Coast, up to Chicago, up down to Miami. She goes, whoa, there's Posey. And I'm following her. Mostly on Known Heretics channel where Amy works with the deprogrammer K Yang together. And they have a wonderful what do you call that, series that follows Posey that allows women who can't make it to speak. And when she's in one of the West Coast places, I happen to be in Texas with family, and I call into the show, and after that I watch it, not always coming on, because after that I got sick, very, very, very sick. So just by the time I get better, Posey's in Philly, and I'm there. The only place Posey could not appear at that point, Philly, was Portland. And it was because a credible threat to her life had been deemed by Portland police. Okay, So that makes sense. She decides, for the sake of herself and her crew, and any woman who would come, and herself, let's be honest, she's not going to make it. That's the only one. Now, you saw Chicago. If you're following this, you saw Chicago. You saw what happened in Chicago. That was some tough stuff. Uh, the women on our side were tough. The people on the other side were tough, and there was Posey, right? So I was really looking forward to seeing her again in New York. The last thing I said to her was, "You don't know me, but I love you," and I do, because we can love people of all different kinds, in all different ways. That's what's magical about love. But guess what? I didn't see her in New York. Last minute in Philly, Red Fox was looking for somebody to be boots on the ground, quote unquote, hold the live stream for his channel, Rev Fox. So I volunteered. And I was exhausted Monday. Exhausted. I was fumbling, but I fumbled my way through a quick lesson in live streaming, and then real quick, whatever, getting myself together, and made it down there. And when I went there, the police said, "You can't go in." They said to me, "Too dangerous." Posey Parker said that a policeman actually said, "Follow me," as if he was going to lead her there. Now, I have never heard of this kind of police behavior. Just as many other things that day struck me as rather unbelievable. I have participated, without telling you too much about myself. Um, oh, this was about telling you about me. Oh, well. So, I have participated in a lot of demonstrations. Philadelphia, New York, Washington, D.C., one in Portland, actually, ages ago, very woke. But let me tell you, I have never, ever, ever heard of this kind of vitriol against the cops. I saw more than once cops getting hit. Anyway, so this cop says to Posey Parker, as per her own statement, "Come with me," and then says to her, "Oh, you want to get in? Not going to happen." What? What? He does not have the legal right to do that. He does not. He could not say, for example, "Begone, British race within this." Again, no, he couldn't say that. So what happened? Where was the connection between the New York um, organizers? Because in every city there were organizers. Where was the connection between them and Posey Parker? Now, it was said that, by Known Heretic and Kay Yang, that they, like contacted the police um, that day, made nicey nice, just the way you do before, you're having an event. So why was the entire event just like, "Oh no, we got to shut it down. We got to shut it down"? In Philly, it wasn't like that. In Chicago, it wasn't like that. In wow, Austin, it wasn't like that. In Miami, it wasn't like that. Miami was in front of Dr. Gallagher's office. Come on. What am I implying? I'm implying nothing. I'm just implying I'm just stating, not implying. I am stating disbelief. I'm 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 beyond the pale weirded out because this should never have happened. Where was the communication between the New York City organizers and Posey Parker to get Posey into her New York thing? Why and how did a police officer say to Posey she could not come in? Let me tell you what happened with me. Okay, so I took one train down and I realized if I take that line, I would have to do a whole bit of walking. So I took the train backwards again and got on another line so that it would drop me off right at City Hall. I got off at City Hall, but I walked in the wrong direction. And then I remembered Posey Parker the day before saying Broadway. And I'm like, oh dear, I'm walking into the river. Let me turn around. And I made it to Broadway. And there, all I saw were counter protesters, were protesters. We were not protesters, by the way. We have to say, stop saying counter protesters because we weren't protesting. We were speaking. We were holding an event. That's not a protest. We were speaking our minds for a documentary made by this British woman known as Posey Parker, aka Kellie J. Keene. Now, KJK was not yet on the scene, but I expected to see her. And I said to the cops, oh, where is this event? And they said, well, it's right here. And I said, no, where are the women that these people are protesting? And they said, oh, it's over there. And they pointed back towards City Hall because now I was on Broadway, right on Broadway, right on Broadway. Broadway, and City Hall was right next. See, like, my, okay, never mind. I was going to try to make a map out of my hand, but it doesn't work. So on Broadway, there I was, surrounded by these freaks. Yes, I said freaks. They were freaks because they all looked like they were high. They were like energy, like off the roof and screaming at the top. And I've been to these things. Okay, it's been a while because of my Charcot Marie tooth. I don't do that stuff too much. But this issue to me is that important that I will go out. I will go out. I will push my muscles and my nerves and I'll go out there. And I did. And there were this mob hitting the cops. I saw that right away. I saw one guy. I mean, how entitled and WTF? What the fuck? Because it's just like you're doing that at the beginning of the event. I mean, what is going on? So I said to the cop, um, oh, I can't go in there. And she said, it's too dangerous. And I said, well, I'm supposed to film. And she said, it's dangerous. I said, I have a disability and I can't really, and I just like, like with cops, you go, you just like kind of maintain the cord with them until they shove, shove you off to somebody else. So that's what she did. She said, talk to that guy over there. And it was somebody standing right at the barricade. Okay? So I went to the guy and I said, oh, I'm supposed to be in there. And he said, nothing. He said, nothing. He looked at me and he opened the gate. But he looked at me. He looked at me. He didn't ask me a thing. He just looked at me. Maybe it was my lovely black hat that goes like 4 inches above my head. Or maybe it was my sparkly eyes, but he just opened the barricade and I went in. And as soon as I went in, I got this text that KJK, aka PP, Kellie J. Keene, aka Posey Parker, will not be showing up because she was escorted off by the police. WTF? What happened there? That's the question. What happened? But here's the thing that did happen. New York City women showed up. We had an older woman like me. I'm 61. We had an older woman, I don't know, about my age, come all the way down from Harlem. That's like 30 minutes after she started watching the live stream. She watched the live stream and came down. There was not that level of, I mean, it was out off the charts, and then again, it wasn't. I mean, it is not dangerous, really, 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 to be there. People got shoved, people got called faggot, people got spit on, all of this by those protesters against us. But, I mean, in this whole thing, this whole series of Let Women Speak, the real injury was one woman's hand was broken in Tacoma, broken by a trans woman. Not a very womanly thing to do. Oh, but am I being stereotypical? Oh, forgive me. So, anyway, this is my quick report because, like I said in another video here, I get tired and overwhelmed with the daily bits of living. So I imagine these great creative videos with words scrolling across and blah blah blah. Not when it doesn't happen long enough, you get this. So let's see if not in your head. Okay, I don't know H. Somebody teach me H. Lesbian will make better videos. But I want to ask you guys this question. What do you think happened in New York City? The one place, the place where everything, if you can make it there, you can make it everywhere, says a song. And come on. How did Kellie Keene get blocked from her event in Manhattan? I don't know.